Gotcha. Like a pro.
In a few minutes, bitch.
Years after the events of Uncharted 3, Nathan Drake has settled down into a boring suburban life and grows wistful of the glory days.
Too long.
Hey everyone.
And I don't blame him. His life's been reduced to playing Crash Bandicoot with the wife or just bumming around the house. Before I could get started on Nathan's taxes and groceries, his long-lost older brother shows up and persuades Nathan to go on one more globe-trotting, mass-murdering adventure. Unlike previous games, Uncharted 4 has no supernatural elements, and the treasure you're hunting is pretty pedestrian, but the slow-burn plot and great acting will draw you in. I won't go much more into the story, but I will say that it's an excellent send-off for the franchise. The graphics, as usual with the series, are absolutely bananas. And it's not just the scenery that'll give you a stiffy in a jiffy. The nuanced facial expressions and mudslide physics left me flabbergasted.
Ah, shit!
The explosions, the oil paintings, the reflections, the floating dust particles, everything in this game borders on photorealism. With this much attention paid to little details, it surprises me that this game hasn't polished the wonky plummeting to your death animations. The music is incredible as well. Just listen to this. Gameplay-wise, the Uncharted formula has always relied on 5 elements: linear climbing sequences, cover-based shooting, puzzle solving, exploration, and batshit crazy action set pieces. Let's take a look at each in Uncharted 4. People often rag on the climbing in this game for being too easy, but I don't mind it, especially now that they've spiced it up with the grapple hook. What annoys me is Nathan's exertion noises. It might be his age, but Nathan makes more gasping noises than an anime character talking to his crush. And when you try to jump onto unclimbable areas, he does this pathetic little hop like he's trapped inside an invisible box.
Never go full retard.
The puzzles are... And I get that these puzzles are engineering marvels, but for a guy that's witnessed 3 mythical lost cities, Nathan constantly reacts to them like it's his first time seeing a naked woman.
Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap.
The gun battles are amazing. Granted that you play on the harder difficulties, shootouts are going to be frantic and fun. They've even incorporated the grapple hook so you can Superman punch your enemies. There's also a stealth option, which was clumsily sardined into the previous games, but feels refined here. It's no Splinter Cell, but it's serviceable. Exploration is where the game slows down, and there's lots of it in Uncharted 4. Driving around in the pseudo-open-world Madagascar driving mission is easily the high point. You've got this cool winch that you can use to get past obstacles, all the while getting a good dose of banter from the boys.
Well. Get it? You know, because it's a well.
But then there's boring bits which slow the game down to a crawl, like the scuba diving or boat driving missions. Even worse are sections when you're forced to walk around and press triangle on everything, so you can gather clues to put in your journal. If there's one thing Uncharted is known for, it is the absolutely bonkers action sequences. These segments are what made this series so near and dear to my dick, and I'm glad to say the lunacy is intact. Uncharted is better at choreographed action than most movies are, and the fact that you can control your character during these scenes is every action movie fan's wet dream. Uncharted 4 does not disappoint in this area. At 16 hours, this is the longest Uncharted game, and it certainly felt that way. This game takes its time with the pacing, and the gameplay verges on boring in some parts. It's not my favorite Uncharted game, but it is a worthy closing chapter to the series. With that said, it's time for the Knee of Judgment. I give Uncharted 4 a fat 8.5. It's a visually spectacular and cinematic experience that is mostly fun throughout, especially if you can tolerate some slower bits for the sake of storytelling, as this is primarily a story-driven game. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and more reviews are on their way.